appreciate this Cheez-It Citrus Bowl and the great hospitality so far. Today was Tuesday practice for us, and got some good work in as well. And the guys got the afternoon and evening for some activities as well. Going to an Orlando Magic game tonight, and going over to Fogo de Chao now to eat as well. And coaches go back to the hotel and work. But that's how bowl games go. So, questions?
Shane, we saw Mike out there. Is he officially calling plays?
Yeah, Dow's not with us. He won't be with us. Mike is the offensive coordinator, and will be calling everything in the game as well. I just felt like the longer it went, David, the more Dow was away from Columbia, the less beneficial it was for both sides to be able to call it. But ever since we found out we were playing Illinois, Coach Shula and the rest of the offensive staff, they've been putting the game plan together. Dow hasn't been in Columbia. He came back the Sunday after the championship game, and he hasn't been back in Columbia with the team since. So Mike and the offensive staff, they put the game plan in all along as if they were calling it, and knew that there was a possibility that Dow may come back and call it. But in the end, I just decided it was best for Mike to continue to call it. So he's had a month to go back in the archives, and Illinois can look at mid-2000s Alabama offense. They can look at the Cam Newton Carolina Panthers offense. There's about one thing a day where I got to go to him and ask him, like, what is this? I don't know what this word means, and it's something they've put in. So he's taken it and run, and he and the rest of the staff will do a great job with it.
And also Vershawn Lee, I don't think
Vershawn's fine. He's a little under the weather today. Just felt like it was best to just keep him the heck away from everybody else. So he's been in his own room at the hotel. He has rode over here separately, and I asked him if he had ever heard of the Michael Jordan flu game versus the Jazz, and he's a basketball guy. He said he had, but he'll be fine. He just woke up today and was not good, so we just felt it was best just to keep him away from everybody, but he'll be fine for game day.
How would you say your guys picked it up today after coming off the brief break?
I think good. We went through, Phil, back in Columbia. We did our normal game week routine where we went through a Sunday, a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday practice back in Columbia, and then similar schedule or model that we've done on other bowl games where we get down to the bowl site and we basically repeat the week, but it's a little bit shorter meetings and time on the field. But I feel like it was good. Expect a little bit of sloppiness just being off since the 22nd. But we came over here yesterday and ran around a little bit, just let them break a sweat, kind of get back into the swing of things. And they were good today. We'd like it to be better tomorrow, no question about it. But thought for a first day in Orlando, it was good.
The NCAA ruling on JUCO players seems like it would give Van Barton Scott another year. Can you confirm that, or can you talk to him at all about maybe coming back next year?
No, we would love for that to happen. I don't want to speak for him. I know he's talking with you later, I believe, but I think he would tell you the same thing. As soon as it happened, I was in communication with him. Coach White was, all of us were. He would love to be able to do that. We would love to be able to do that, and we'll see what happens, and hopefully the NCAA will do the right thing.
Coach, you guys have a stacked non-football schedule, a lot of fun activities for this team. How important and how gratifying is it, sort of as a reward for this team to continue to bond and down here in Orlando, a great city?
Yeah, no, it's the great thing is about bowl games is you come in and you get a week together, and we've talked about it as a team, that we've had some awesome moments as a team in 2024 on and off the field. And this week we'll be able to create many more moments, whether it's today at Fogo de Chao and the Magic game tonight, or tomorrow at Universal Studios, or whatever else they got going on this week. That's what's great about bowl games and why I love bowl games so much. And we talked about it this morning in our team meeting, that this is the last 4 days that this team will ever be together, and make sure that we don't waste this opportunity that we have down here in Orlando, on and off the field, know when it's time to have fun, which there's certainly time for that, and know when it's time to work, and there's obviously a lot of time for that too.
Can you take us through the process of getting Air Noland and what he'll bring to the quarterback room?
Yeah, first of all, credit to him, because all he wanted was once as an opportunity to compete. And you guys know that I've said this to you last year, that there were quarterbacks that were very interested in South Carolina last year because of Spencer, that wanted to come here, that ended up going to other schools and started in Power 4 conferences this year. But they didn't come here because I wouldn't promise them the starting job. and didn't promise Air anything but the opportunity to compete. Didn't promise him the backup job, nothing. And he saw a situation where he saw an opportunity to learn under Lenoris, and also to learn under Coach Shula. Mike Shula, I think, not to speak for Air, was a big attraction to him. Coach Shula's background, and was really, I did not know Air. I knew of him obviously coming out of high school, but did not know him personally, but was really impressed with he and his family when they were down here last weekend. He spent 2 days with us and walked around with a notebook and literally took notes on every single thing that we were talking to him about. So he's very mature, very professional, and like every position, you want to increase the competition in every position, and quarterback is no different. The fact of the matter is, we have, before Air came, we had 3 scholarship quarterbacks in our entire room, and that's scary. I had that at Oklahoma, I think, my last year, and it's scary when you only have 3. So we wanted to increase the competition in that room, just like every position. We've been honest and forthright. We called Cutter Woods back in October and told him that there was a chance that we may sign 2 high school quarterbacks in this year's class, and we ended up not. It didn't quite work out, and some guys that wanted to come at the end, we just didn't feel like we're a great fit for us. So we, I tell our players all the time, Jordan, like, if you love to compete, you're going to love being a part of this program. And if you don't love to compete, you're not going to make it very long in our program.
And did he reach out to you guys first, or like how did it start?
Yeah, I think so. I think he reached out to Darren in recruiting and kind of got the ball rolling from that standpoint as well. And he came to me, Darren did, and said, "Do you remember Aaron Nolan?" I said, "Absolutely." And he told me that he was interested in visiting, and he came down here and had a great visit.
What's the competition like at running back with Rocket?
Yeah,
and Kyle at defensive end part of it.
Yeah, at defensive end, we've rotated 6 in just about every game this year. Dylan, Kyle, Brian, Dez, JT, Gil, and it's no different. Right now going into the game, certainly Dylan will start, and then you got a combination of other guys on that other side, and we're excited about that. You got Ryan Thomas, who's from Orlando. You got Gil. Thank you. You got Gil, who's from Florida. So great competition in that room, in that position, and then obviously at the running back position, Oscar's played a lot of snaps for us. Jaworn Howell, we're excited about. Juju's a veteran guy. Matthew Fuller's a guy that you may see in this game some carrying the ball, and that's a position that we're really excited about our young talent at the running back position with Jaworn and Matthew. So I'm excited to see those guys run the ball on Saturday. I say Saturday, whatever day the game is, 31st. Saturday in my mind. Today's Tuesday.
You guys were able to bolster the offensive line, bringing a few guys from the portal, key guys returning. Just how do you feel about that group going into next year? Obviously, you haven't seen them play yet, but how do you feel?
I feel good. We've got some young players that are in our program. It's time for them to step up. It's time for us as coaches to develop them. And it's time for those players time for those guys to develop. We need to increase the competition. That's a room that I think we're still looking for interior offensive linemen in the portal, for sure. Because the fact of the matter is we lose our center and both guards. And we got young guys. It's time for them to step up, like I said, but we also need to continue to bolster the competition in that room. We've done that already, but I wouldn't say that we're done there yet either.
Coach, with just 2 opt-outs so far for your team, what does it say in this culture where so many kids are just opting out of bowl games, but what this team wants to do and how important it is to finish strong?
Yeah, it says that they're very invested. It says that they're very motivated to go try and get a 10th win. This is a group that's been very committed to one another, going all the way back to last year, and trying to get a 10th win is something they're very hungry to do, along with spending a week together down here in Orlando. So it says that our culture is strong. It says that our players enjoy being a part of this program, and it says that our guys are really, really excited about being down here and competing on the 31st.
When you lived in I wanted to ask you about Justin Stepp and how Bielema has talked for several months now about just his positive energy and what he's brought to the building. I imagine you experienced that for a good number of years. Justin was one of my first hires when I got hired here, and I think a lot of
him and his wife and both kids are awesome. I miss seeing them. I miss seeing them more than I do Justin. And seeing them running around the building, and I miss his son coming in my office and trying on all the football helmets in my office as well, and bringing Chick-fil-A up there for lunch. Though I miss those, but I'm happy for Justin. I made a decision to move him to tight ends last year. I thought that was what was best for our program, and thought it would be really good for his development as a coach. And he didn't necessarily agree and wanted to coach receivers, and I certainly get that. And I think it's been a win for everyone. I know Coach Bealham was very excited about Justin. He's done a great job with that receiver group, and we're extremely excited about Mike Furry and what he's done with our receiver group and the way that he's recruited in that position also.
Shane, did you know the Altmaier family?
I did. Luke's dad was our orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Altmaier. When Luke was in the portal, his dad reached out actually and had some conversations. But no, he was our orthopedic surgeon, and had to. I knew he was there, but I had to do kind of a double take that there's a connection. I'm getting old, man. Dr. Altmaier was heavily involved with our program and think a lot of him, and I think they got 2 Starkville guys on their team as well. The other quarterback is a Starkville native also. So yeah, there's a lot of Starkville ties, believe it or not.
Shane Tonko was talking last week about a meeting that y'all had after 3-3, and I believe maybe after that game he said, "It's okay, Coach, we're going to win out." What do you remember about that team meeting after the Ole Miss game?
I just remember Alabama.
Yeah.
I just remember the frustration after the Alabama game, and I meet with a group of seniors, not so much seniors, but a group of our leaders at each position. I meet with them every Wednesday after practice and talk about things that are on my mind and talk about things that are on their mind. And I usually start each meeting like, "What's on y'all's minds? What you want to talk about?" And they didn't say a word other than "went out." There's no other option. And I think it's Debo and Tonka sit down there on the far end of the table with Boogie, and once one of them said it, they all agreed, "went out." And I said, "Okay, that's great to say, but there's some things that we have to perform better. We got to coach better and play better than what we've been doing in some areas for that to happen." And they committed to it, and they've been on a mission since then as well, to not just say it, but to be about it as well, to do it.
How do you feel like Brady's been progressing over the last few weeks?
I
You still feel good about him?
Not great. He didn't do anything today. I'd say he's doubtful for the game. I feel like he's progressing. He just hasn't progressed as fast as he and I would both like, and we'll see what happens between now and the 31st. But I'd say it's unlikely right now.
What about Mo Brown and the no contact jersey out there?
Mo Brown's fine. Yeah, just taking care of him today. He's got a little bit of a injury, but he'll be fine. He was in no contact, but we just did that out of precaution. He did everything today and was full speed.
What was your best
All right,
Christmas
see you
present?
guys.